Welcome back to Soundcheck, one of the two shows by Learner to Learner, where we come together and learn together. And talking specifically about audio, we just talk about the previous show, Roadcaster User Meetup, where I'm going to put the link at the end of the show where you can go check out, and the discussion about downsizing. It sounds like, empty nesters downsizing their house, trying to
How old do you
minimize
think I am?
minimizing their desktop real estate so that they can fit more things and or simplify things. So here we have a whole group of people here talking about that. We have Nee, we have Charles, we have Glenn, we have Arthur's microphone. I can see it sliding down. And
I need some help on figuring out, like, how can I
your configuration. This is the place to talk about.
The spring on this boom is annoying because I haven't. It's not like
okay. Let me solo you and bring. Oh wait, before I do that, at least introduce Raphael. Hello, welcome everybody. Clubhouse, nobody showing up just yet. I guess people just have the patience for Roadcaster User Meetup and no patience for Soundcheck. But we are here now, and if you are watching this on YouTube live, let me see who else. There are 5 people. So if you're watching this live right now, and if you want to participate, you want to be a part of the show, you can either participate in the chat, in the live chat, or you can go to the website learner2learner.com. I just paste the link in the chat. In there, you can click on it and then go to the website, click on the call in with Zoom button. You would just have to go through the simple registration, your name, email, and proof that you're a human being. And I will approve you because I don't want to get bombed again, Zoom bomb again.
That's where I get stuck sometimes, John.
What? What do you mean get stuck? Like at the registration?
The proving part.
Oh. Proving that you're a real human being. But here's the thing. Let me ask you.
I'm a real boy.
You have registered previously already, right? So
yeah, but I go through the motions every time. I can't find my email. I just
but
do it
couldn't you go? Are you connecting through? You probably connect through Ecamm. That's why you don't have like the recent meeting.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, actually, if you paste it into your Ecamm.
Oh no! I'm my cam. I have Ecamm on, so I'm the camera's set up through Ecamm, but I don't use
but you
Ecamm for
still
Zoom.
use
I don't do that.
I see. Got it. Okay, so we have John IT saying hello. Hi, John IT. Feel free to join us if you would like to, and we want to open up the subject now and talking about audio in general. I think I want to talk about recording space, but I think it might be interesting to talk about microphone positions or the boom arm for your microphone. And it seems like Arthur might be, I always see that your microphone is in a different position, like all the time. You're like trying to figure out like where.
Right here.
Okay, so now, and which mic do you have? It's okay.
PR40.
Oh, it's Heil. Okay, Heil PR40. Do you not like to see the microphone? Is that why it's out of shot?
Honestly, you guys were talking about desks in real estate space. So
You have
I have this boom, and there's a couple of places where I could attach it. And so it's not a big table I have here. So I have to attach it to the side of the table. If I put it out in front, then I don't have a stand to kind of
what mic stand
up.
is it? What boom arm is it? Is it Rode?
It is a Heil.
Oh no, the stand,
HB1.
the arm, the boom arm itself.
Yeah.
It's a Heil
Heil
boom arm.
HB1. HB1. That's the arm. Microphone boom.
Let me look it up and see what. Are you guys familiar with that?
Is
Heil.
it just a normal scissor stand?
Yeah, let's see. I'll bring it down. You'll see the rest of it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna need a low profile. Though you say you don't have that much real estate, you're gonna need a low profile arm because I bought this one off Amazon because I was waiting for my other boom arms to come in, and I seriously hate this boom arm, though it works pretty good. But I think if you have a like one of the Elgato's boom arms, like the low profile one, you should be good with a mic pointing directly straight to your mouth. And
Charles said try
I'm open
the
to suggestions, by the way.
Elgato low profile. Charles
So are you
suggested that.
suggesting one that goes up from my desk up to
Ye-
my mouth?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I might actually go the opposite way. Like I've got one of those Elgato low profile arms right here with me, and I feel like I lose a lot of. I speak with my
Yes.
hands a lot,
Yeah.
and so like I'm
Oops,
constantly
like that.
bumping.
No, and you were talking about real estate on the desk. Like which is the real estate that is limited right now? Is it the desk or where?
Yeah, so I've got my DLZ creator here. I've got a laptop in front of me next to the camera or just below the camera. And the table is like maybe just, you see my frame here, like maybe there's just another
So not very
5 or 6
wide.
inches on either side of the table. And then there's a lot of space to the right and left.
Yeah.
And I got this short wall behind me. I'm open to suggestions. I mean,
I would love to see your space more. I don't know if you are
Have
able
you-
to go to a camera or move your camera and show us your desk space, or is it like too
camera's pretty
private to show?
fixed there
Okay.
on a stand.
Have you thought about
Or take a picture and
monitor
email it to
riser?
me.
Okay, I'll do that.
Have you thought about a monitor riser? In that case, then you're still gonna have a lot of real estate in front of you. Because when I build my decks, because I just custom built this one for myself, and I build a monitor riser also to it, so then I could put stuff in the shelves and still mount stuff on top also, and still have a lot of space. Though it's small, still have a lot of space. I'll switch my camera and use my continuity, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah. In the meantime,
I
I'm
like
going to
where
show John IT asks, is that a boom mic? No, it's a Heil PR40, not a.
Well, the mic is a PR40.
Which is
it's
not really
connected
meant
to
for
a-
it to be like outside the typically. I mean, you sound fine, but it's meant for you to address it fairly close. And
one
do
of
you
those
mind
mics,
that?
You should be like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
about
I'm
a fist
probably
away.
about 10 inches away.
But you're
from-
not going to be able to. You're not speaking like this all the time. So I think you might be. But do you mind it? Do you mind not like seeing the microphone if you find a right stand or arm that is going to be sort of out of your way and being visible like mine? It's in the shot. Do you mind that?
No, I don't mind it. I mean, especially if it's down here right in front of my chest.
So you don't mind. So it's not visually that you're trying to avoid. It's just really logistically. There's like currently you haven't found a space for the microphone to.
Well, let me back up a little bit and also kind of tell you guys a little bit about my arrangement. I kind of jerry-rigged this thing. No, it's a big surprise.
All of us do.
Okay.
Well, most of us do. I did.
So, I mean, I kind of built this thing in pieces. There's no systematic approach. And I like what Nee was saying. If I were to step back and say, okay, I know what my hold on. Gotta get the stupid thing closer. And I don't care if I get in frame.
That
right?
already sounds so much better.
Yeah. Audio is better.
Okay.
Can you? Okay. So is that as far into the shot you can get your microphone in right now? Maybe the
I can get it
microphone's
right
pointing in the wrong direction. Bring it down
what
a
if
little
you
bit.
had your microphone on the opposite side of you and just like you kind of shove up the arm a little bit, bending it, and
right,
bend
that's
that part down.
It's going to be noisy as hell, but okay. And I may have to adjust I'm going to have to
And then
turn
if you
it down.
twist the arm so that it comes closer to you, not that you have to get closer to the mic. Like the arm should be able to turn.
Like rotate it on where it's connected, like on the pivot point.
does, but not very much.
Okay. Are you able to bend it? And then I just want to see how your microphone the shock mount is connected to your stand is what I'd like to see. Don't break anything. Oh, will it not bend at that point?
That's a hinge point right there.
Yeah. Can you?
So just up to your right, you've got two arms, and then you've got a bracket, and then two more arms right there.
Uh-huh.
It should hinge right there.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay, so here's what we want you to do. We want you to take the piece that you have your hand on right now, push that out away from you.
Away from
and
you.
then hinge it down.
No. The bend like
out
the,
to your right.
Like
push
up.
it up and out to your right. There you go.
Now bring the top half
take
down.
the next arm and
Be careful with the finger.
Yeah.
bring it down.
Yeah, bring it down the way. I
Keep
just want
going.
to see. Is that
Keep going. We just want to hear it.
keep coming down. I just want to see a little bit more of that.
All right.
I mean, hearing it, but you should.
Hold on.
I also
Like that?
think that so there are two ways your microphone can do. It can hang down from the top, like what you're doing. It could also
Yeah.
point up from the bottom, like what mine is doing. Like
Yeah.
like mine points upward.
Yeah.
Isn't that what Raphael is also?
Yeah, because
Having-
it should have.
Mine
no,
is
yours is-
going down and then up and
Okay.
then back down.
So here's what I did. This is really stupid, right? See right here? See this?
Okay, let me go to you. Okay,
This should be going
upward. The other way.
this-
Yeah.
going up. From
Yeah.
here,
Doesn't
it
it
should
do
be
that?
going up.
Can't
And-
you flip it?
Well, I'm right. I'm not going to do it now,
But you
'cause
can,
if-
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you
having
would
it-
find that
if
would
you
be
have
a
it
better
boomed-
experience
Okay. All right.
If
than what
it
you have
boomed in-
now.
Sorry, go ahead.
Raphael?
Well,
No, I'm just
also-
saying, if you have it boomed in like that, if you bend the arm back up how you had it before, depending on how much space, you should be able to move it slightly off and then like off to the side of you rather than having it directly in front of you. It should be possible to boom it in, bend the arm just enough, twist it back towards you to be able to
okay.
get in.
Hear what you guys are saying. I'm not going to belabor the point to try to do it now, but I think if I get the right idea, what you're suggesting is I have the mic generally around here pointing up towards me, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Either from this side or this side. But it would
Correct.
obviously it would have to come from this side.
Okay, I'm gonna try to show
It
you.
would be going up. Yeah, like that.
So,
Yes.
so this is how I have my. Cause so you want this bend point, the
Yeah.
hinge here, to come down, and then the microphone pointing up. This is when I need to wear my wireless mini, like that.
Hmm.
And then this way you can push it out of the way. This
Okay.
way. I think you're trying to like bend it down this way, and it just wouldn't go anymore.
Yeah.
So if you use the hinge there as the point where you bend down and then have your microphone pointing up, maybe that's a better configuration.
Okay.
Now, one thing, author, if you could pull down just so we can see the extension coming out and how it's actually mounted. If you could just get the mount back in camera frame,
The mount on the table?
bring it down a little further.
I think you're talking about the shock mount.
You're right. Oh, right here.
Okay, here.
Right here. So here's one thing that I'm thinking. And John, I know you have a link for this. If you find that when you flip that over, okay, so when you take how it's mounted down right now, once you take that apart and you put the pin back the other direction,
Yeah.
Okay.
going up.
if you find it's still too low, you can get an extension, which is what John uses. That's what I used on my Rode. Raphael's got one. They're not very long. They're like, what, 3 inches, I think,
Oh, you're
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let me,
you
The
get
one
ones
from
that are
Gator
different.
Just to
frames?
get a little bit more height out of it. And that way you're able to keep the arm up and down and out of frame as much as possible,
you're talking
and
about
you're
this
able to
piece
get
right
maybe
here, right?
correct.
This
Yep.
piece.
And you get a 2-pack of them on Amazon for like $5-10
$10
bucks. Like they're,
Yeah.
they're not expensive.
You're talking about
And-
something like
But those are specially designed for each individual boom, right?
No,
No,
they're
it's
they
universal.
go they're 5/8.
Oh.
so.
Oh.
Gator Frames has this one that comes out also that you could pull your microphone out easily. Also from Gator Frames, it's about
Okay.
almost the same height, like John Hong's. Also, that's what I use when I gotta extend.
Yeah, I use
If you
one of
want
those
to
because I
send me a
sometimes
link
have
for
to
that,
use-
John, or if you find it, let me know.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'll get you the link. And
Great.
what is the one that you were looking at, Nee? Gator or something?
Oh, it's the Gator Frames one.
Gator frames.
Yeah.
What's it called? What's that
Frameworks,
part?
maybe?
It's the Gator Frames works.
Hey, what's wrong with this?
There's nothing wrong with it.
No, that's
So-
that's what I was
That's what
saying
we-
before.
yeah.
To boom it in like that, off to the side.
We just need to
Because I
find.
literally
Yeah.
didn't
Now
pick
the
anything
only
apart.
thing, if once you flip it, you will be able to get it out of frame even more.
Okay.
So right now,
Right.
where you see the arm,
Yeah.
once you flip that over, and if need be, add an extension to it, you'll be able to get that arm even more out of frame, which will put the mic further out of focus, or it'll put it in a better position because you'll just have a little bit more reach without having to pull out the arm and put it more in frame. But yeah, and you may even be able to rotate it from its mounting point in the desk to where it's more closer to like the right corner of your jaw.
Yeah.
Okay. And that way you can get it closer to your mouth. We're able to hear even better audio, but it's still not covering your face. You'll have freedom of movement with your hands because it's tucked up. Like with Raphael, he's got it pocketed right there by the inside of his jaw
Yeah, I
think you
try to
get
keep
it.
my
and his
like,
chin. It's like right there at his chin.
yeah, I try to keep it like as close as possible. Even I think
Yeah.
right now it could even be too close, but like if you can get between 2 inches, 4 inches, I mean, I'm probably about an inch right now, more or less, but
Okay.
you don't have to be this close.
I
Yeah.
think you got a beautiful microphone. Show it off too. Don't hide it.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as some people don't want it to be visible, and that's when you probably want to use the, like a boom mic or something. But right now, you're using it as the mic is like to be used. That's what it's designed for, and so you will sound the best that way.
Okay.
And so,
yeah,
like,
I'll
when you're
play-
looking
I'll
at
play
that
around with
split
that.
shot, yeah, so just like as you were looking at that split shot where it was you and Raphael, that's why we say so the arm was prominent in that shot because of the way it was cropped. So that way, if you're able to flip it over, you're able to move that arm further down out of the way. Maybe you need an extension to get it up a little bit higher so it's closer to your mouth opening.
Mhm.
I think you'll be fine. Even
Does
with that one. That's it right there.
The pivot
$10.
point right by where the mic is attached to the arm itself, where there's the knob that screws in, does that pivot at all or no? That silver pin.
Yes.
Because
you're
if
talking
you
about this
push
way?
that out, like
Like
if you
this
bend
way?
it and straighten it out, you can get a little bit
Is
more
there
reach
like
out
a-
of the mic.
There's like a little knob that maybe you can. The knob that's right behind you.
This allows me to.
No, not that one. Not that one. The one above it.
Above it.
Yeah,
that
that one. Yeah.
But that's really just to loosen. It's
It
only to
doesn't
fall
loosen
out.
it.
I thought, does it loosen and let you flip up?
Yeah, I would be able to take the pin out and then flip it up. from
Oh,
the
so you have to take it out. So it doesn't just.
Oh,
It's not
it
a
doesn't,
pivot
like-
point. It's just a clamp.
Ah, I see, I see.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a clamp.
But this is what we're talking, and I'll put the link in here as well. The 3-inch, I think, is what I have. This
Yeah.
one, and it's not expensive at all, and you can find different. I'll just put this link here so you can at least start the process of checking them out.
Yeah,
Put that in
definitely.
the-
I'll do that.
And they do add a little bit of weight to your microphone. So if you are getting close to maxing out the weight limit on your mic arm, that's just one thing you may want to keep in mind.
Okay.
And then they have, like this, gear. They have 2-inch options as well. And then
That's a good one that you can stack them on each other.
Yeah, you could. Yes, you can
Yeah.
screw 2 together and then get 4 inches. And then there's a double of. So yeah, there's a bunch of options, and that's exactly what Charles was referring to when it comes to my shot. And that's why I love the sound of an RE20. I do not like the setup because of the shock mount, and it's
massive.
It's massive, yeah.
It's absolutely huge. I'll
Yeah.
put it into frame a little bit. I mean, this thing is not small. I mean, I would love to just use the regular mount just for this. But like
You move it a
it's
lot.
nice to be able to bang on the desk if
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to, like,
And not have the
King Kong it
sound
out.
transfer to your
Yeah.
microphone. Yeah. And so
mean, I
that's
can
why
grab this
that's
and-
why I use this thing so that it's hidden, it's coming from the bottom, and it's almost hidden because it's black. It's very matte and simple. Hopefully your eyes don't go to it too much. I don't mind it. I just don't want to call the attention to it if I were to use, because previously on all my podcasts for the last, I don't know how many years before I have this one. So I only have my SM7B for 4 years since the pandemic. So prior to that, I have condenser microphone that has a giant shock mount, and the condenser microphone is like really big. And when I look back, I was like, oh, it looks like a spider attacking my face all the time. So so I'm
No, I
trying
mean,
to
it really-
minimize
like,
that.
with all these little things, the mounting points for the shock, there's too much going on. Even sometimes when I'm trying to make thumbnails for my YouTube videos and having to like go in and try to crop out all of the little spaces to be able to get the background to show through in Photoshop, it just really doesn't work well. So I end up having to just take the microphone
Yeah.
completely out of the thumbnail anyway, which is, I mean, better realistically, but still it's annoying to not have that option.
But this is a good question, though, Arthur. I'm glad you brought it up, because that is something that people may not be thinking about when it comes to audio, but it's very crucial because the position of your microphone will dictate whether or not you're maximizing the quality of your microphone too, right? And how you sound.
Yeah, I recognize that microphone should be ideally positioned.
And now, how
a
far can
point
you
where
push it out this way? Can you nudge it out even further? Like, so putting the microphone even further to your right. I'm not pushing it this way. Let me see if can you push it this way?
Oh, kind of.
Uh-huh. Okay, so then go back to your and then now swing it toward you. Yeah. So then you're kind of minimizing this angle part, and then just rotate the microphone toward your mouth so you don't then this arm is not like hanging here in the middle of your shot, right? You want to swing it out as much as possible and then use this part to bring it closer to your mouth.
Or even one option is just to kind of put the microphone just really off to the side, off axis, and you're still close. Even if you're not directly speaking into it,
But it sounds
you
better.
can still get decent sound. Just
You just
right
demo
next to
how
it.
good it sounds when it's in that position, though.
well, also this is a front address microphone. I mean, this
There
is
you
like,
go.
You got to get really on top of this microphone. Different microphones, of course, have their different pickup patterns, but you can still use a microphone off to the side, but still get something usable out of it if you're really wanting to get it out of your face.
But I think you can play with it some more, and like I did not start with this configuration. I used to have it hanging down, and sometimes if I'm not on video, I actually flip mine, because mine is a Rode. What is it? Rode PSA one, no plus, and I can do this. So essentially, yours is doing this, right, Arthur? So what I like is I push this out as much as possible and then bring this in. But then I don't like this thing, and that's why I flip mine upward. And then it's out of the shot. I like it better this way.
But do you talk with your hands a lot or no?
I do.
You do. Do
Yeah.
you
So,
end
but
up
it's
knocking
clear.
into your
It's let me see if I can.
Well, see, and that, like, when you said that, I was like, I wonder if I would run
it's clear.
into that problem, because I use the low profile. The Elgato low profile is what I ended up going with my new desk setup, which it swings underneath my monitor. So it has freedom of movement from the mounting point, but where it comes across, the mounting point is diagonal from my right shoulder. And so I have almost, as far as this movement, I will not hit the, it's total open space. And on the right side is totally open. So even with it right here in front of me, unless I just go straight for my chest, I'm not going to hit anything. And my mounting point is, I mean, it's pretty far off to my left. I mean, it's
Now I'm loosening all my microphone.
probably 3 to 6 inches left of my shoulder mounted on the back side of the desk and diagonally to my right shoulder.
Interesting. Yeah, because like I have to have mine mounted like way off to the side of me, off to my left, and then boom it in like this, even though it's a low profile arm.
Yeah.
Like because also there are very few microphone arms that can actually handle the weight of an RE20
That's true. Yeah.
with the cage. That's
Yeah.
the biggest problem I've run into.
That's true.
Like I had this
I can-
great little mic arm, kind of like the one that Arthur is using, but it was squeaking a lot. So I was thinking, you know what? I'll put some lubricant in there, and
And it won't stay
made
up?
it work too well. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's
Wow.
a flaccid.
That should be the title. The
It won't
flaccid
stay up.
mic.
It just isn't quite what it used to be.
So the Elgato low profile, they just came up with a newer one also, not like the older style, like what I don't know how long you've had yours, Raph.
No, this
but-
is the new one.
Oh, that's the new one.
Oh, the
Yeah.
stronger one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Same here.
Yeah, the stronger one, and I think it has an extension too.
The extension is to make it higher a little bit, and it's only
Oh,
by
yeah.
like maybe 1.5 2 inches.
Where the base is, where it sits into that the pivot
Exactly
point.
where it connects. And I mean, theoretically, if they sold those pieces, you could extend them.
Keep
but it
going.
would probably eventually like start
Will
tilting
bend.
over.
I want to say hi to Jason. Jason just joined us on Clubhouse. Hello, Jason.
Good evening. How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm looking at everybody. I'm watching you guys on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And, optically, I have a low profile boom arm,
Mm-hmm.
which works great. But when I look at you guys, because the way the screen's laying it out, when your microphone is right next to your mouth, it's visually not pleasing. It's not showing me your personality, your character. It seems like you need to pan back a little bit, and this is what I've learned from other people is like people talk with their facial expressions and their hands often. So you want to use the full dynamics of the vanity point where you're not in their face, but you're there for them and they see your face and your framework. And it's like we get really picky on the sound, but just remember, you're talking, you're the storyteller, you're the engager. You want them to feel what they're feeling, so on and so forth. So, finding that right space of the sound picking up, but not taking away from the camera shot is, I think, the biggest thing.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I think you're finding that sweet spot between. If you look at my older podcast, that's like I started maybe 10 years ago on YouTube, it was eating my face, like a spider eating my face. Because at that time, I do not post other than the occasional. Google Plus. Google Plus you used to be able to do
Oh,
Google
yeah.
Plus, and then that's when I started using it. And when you do Google Plus meeting, you can choose to post it to your account onto your YouTube. That's how I started my podcast, doing videos, doing that. But then I do not prioritize what I look like. I prioritize what my audio podcast, which is like the main thing that I started with. So. But then when video becoming more like I probably have probably not. A big chunk of people watching my podcast is now shifted over to YouTube, that I need to then consider what Jason's talking about so that it doesn't eat your face. I mean, it can still,
'cause
I think
I'm
it'd
on
still be
YouTube
there,
and TikTok.
but it wouldn't be. But I still want to make sure that the sound is good. If you want to use this microphone, you got to use it correctly in order for it to sound the best. If you don't want, then maybe do what John IT was talking about, get a proper shotgun microphone or something like a boom arm or something boom mic, so that it can be outside of your shot. And that's why sometimes it's important if you mind it or not, or if you know if the audience is going to it's going to hinder your connection with the audience, like what Jason is saying. For our show, like what we're doing right now, it's like I wear my headphones on this show because it's part. I feel like it's part of the show. I wear my in-ear for my other podcast because to me it's less distracting that way. So up to our choice.
Hey, can I get a grading from Jason on my shot with the little mic in the corner?
Okay, all right. Let me
You want my
let me
honest
put
opinion?
let me
Here's what I would
put
do.
you. Okay, there you go. There you go. So there's a little slight delay.
A couple things. Your background is messy.
Oh no, I've got a
Just
I've got a
on the
green screen.
microphone.
I'm just too lazy to pull it up. I've got a
I'm
green
gonna tell
screen.
you because
John.
no, hold on.
Shots
What I'm gonna
fired.
tell you is how you see how somebody sees you is in thirds, right? The screen is in thirds. So you got to look at a grid view. So what I would do for your camera angle is either I would lower the camera down or I'd raise your chair up so that the center mass, so the center of your chest is the bottom of the screen, and then when you crop towards the top, they're seeing and focusing in on you, because when you speak, they need to be able to see you in thirds. I learned this from photographers. When you setting up your film shot for your stream, you got to understand. So if you bring in, say, like you bring in a little square that shows, like, say, like a description of something, or I don't know what they call them. You've got to give your screen the room, but they still have room for you. So either raise your chair or lower your camera angle and experiment in thirds. So divide your screen up into thirds, like 3
Rule
thirds.
of third, and also lead space, headroom, and all that too. John IT is the video person. Then maybe John IT will be the person to tell us a little bit about what Jason, expanding upon what Jason was talking about. And
Yeah, it's a
I can take it, John.
it's the rule of thirds theory. It just depends on what angle are you shooting from. If it's a straight on shot, you just want to be kind of in the middle, which I'm not in. So this is more
You're
like
right
the
off
middle.
to that perfect thirds on the side.
Yeah. So this third off side would be better
Ooh.
if I was.
did you hear the
this
glitch?
way.
Was it me or
I did.
Yeah, no, that was a
Oops,
glitch.
yeah.
is it me?
Is it me?
I don't know.
No, I
okay,
think it was
sorry.
John.
Go ahead.
Well, John IT.
Oh,
Okay. So yeah, so this third would be better if I'm looking this way, because I have like leading eye line and etc. But if you're straight on, it just depends. Know the rules, but let your creativity.
Mhm.
Well, wait,
I'm-
just
flourish.
actually as an example, maybe John, go back to that side that you were on,
Yep.
and John Ong, throw us off on a split screen. Because if you know how you're playing with things, you can make it work. Because now we're kind of like facing towards each other.
Correct.
I mean,
more like
not
a
that this would be-
podcast and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. So once you start to know the rules, you can break them.
Correct.
Okay, I'm a little nervous. I'm hearing a little glitches in my ears, and I am
I
hoping
think
it's
that was
not my
my mic.
roadcaster.
Sorry.
Oh, was it? Because
Yeah,
I've
sorry.
been having roadcaster issues. So any glitches I hear, I'm freaking out because my last weekend's recording was horrendous. But yeah, okay. So that's a very interesting discussion to be having. But I want to hear what John IT has to say about other microphone options. So if you want a boom mic, can you talk to us about that a little bit, or other mic options?
Oh yeah. So
Especially
there's,
for videos.
there's different things. So in my field of work, so I do podcasting, I do corporate shoots, as well as live streaming, and we use different microphones for everything.
Mhm.
So for live streamings, we would use probably like those wireless Shure microphones, handheld, cardioid. Yeah, they're either cardioid or super cardioid microphones. And the reason we do this is because with live audio, you get a lot of feedback. So you want to cancel out some of that feedback in front of you, especially if you have like monitors, floor monitors, and etc. For podcasts, you would use these type of microphones like dynamic and condenser and large condenser microphones. So condenser and large condenser microphones are two different microphones. This microphone I'm using right now is a U87. This is a large condenser microphone and
Large diaphragm.
large diaphragm.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Not just
Large
physical
diaphragm.
size. Yes, it's the what's
Yes.
inside. Yeah.
Is what's inside is this little thing right here that picks up the sound.
Mhm.
Some of them are massive, like this one inside of this U87. There's some pros and cons to large diaphragm microphones. The pros is you get to hear my voice the way I speak. So it is really crisp. The bad thing about it is it's
Picks
very
up everything.
true. It picks up everything. So if you don't have like a treated room,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be hearing your neighbors screaming, the cat outside, the dog barking, it'll be hearing everything like that. And if you have little nuances in your voices that you don't like, this is not the microphone for you because you will hear every little nook and cranny in your voice. Now,
John, you love your voice, don't you?
I've come
What
to
you just said
appreciate
was
it.
for which microphone?
A
Say
very
it again?
expensive one.
That picks up everything?
It's like
This-
God
well,
tier
it's a large-
microphone.
I think a large
Yeah.
diaphragm condenser mic
A large
typically
diaphragm. Yeah.
typically pick up
Yeah.
a lot more.
Yes. This one I wouldn't recommend to many people. I deal with musicians as well. So this is the microphone that a lot of them would use. A lot of voiceover people as well would use this microphone. Like I said, but the main thing about these microphones, you need to have a treated room. A treated room is key with these microphones. The other microphones is the dynamic microphones like the Shure SM7B. Is the RE20 a dynamic microphone as well? I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with those dynamic microphones, you get to be much closer to it, and your room doesn't have to be that treated. So they're way more forgiving. So they don't pick up a whole lot of noise around, and in order to get the real richness of your voice, you have to be very close. Just like how Raphael is and how John is, and as well as Charles. You have to be very close. With large condenser microphones, you can be pretty far and it'll still pick up your voice pretty well. But I tend to like it
Yeah,
kind of close.
because the proximity effect too, it's a consideration. Also, the distance. The more distance you have between your voice and your microphone, then it picks up even more room space. So
Right.
it's just,
And you start losing out on some of the bass kind of
yeah,
those
it
tones
just starts
in
to
there.
sound thin and all that.
Yeah.
So on
I
that
have-
topic of, so I'd love to hear John IT's opinion on this. So you spoke about the large diaphragm, dynamic mics. What about small diaphragm?
Pencil.
So
mic.
So a small diaphragm mic, those are pretty good as well. You still kind of treat them as a large diaphragm mic, but they don't get as much richness in the voice as a large diaphragm microphone. So treat them the same way you would treat a large diaphragm mic, which is treated room and etc., because they will pick up a whole bunch of stuff that's going on in the room. So if your room is not treated, it's best to do dynamic microphones, Shure SM7B, RE20, and things along those lines. So that's the podcast microphone area.
Well,
now the other,
And I'm
Go
glad
ahead.
you said that, because the reason I asked you that is because I'm like, I bet there's someone that's going to watch this and say, oh, well, I'm looking on this website and it has a small diaphragm. John said that large diaphragm picks up everything, so maybe a small diaphragm doesn't
not.
pick up everything.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to ask that question, because it's how the capsule works is the same concept. It's just its capacity to capture that audio is slightly different.
One thing though that's probably important for regardless of what type of microphone that you're using, condenser, dynamic, whatever, the space will make a huge difference. I mean, like the space I'm in right now is absolutely not treated. And so, yeah, like this microphone is helping with that problem, but in an untreated space, you're still going to get some of the negative effects of that set of circumstances.
Yes.
correct.
Sorry, Jason just joined us. Hello, Jason. Now he can demonstrate what he's talking to us about rather than describing verbally what the composition
Jason,
is.
let me grade you. Sit still.
Time for
But we can't hear you.
We can't hear you, Jason.
Oh, so
Are
we
you
can
muted?
see him perfectly, but the audio's the issue now.
There you go. In fact,
Well, guess what?
no?
He came to the right room.
Still
No audio.
no audio. He's
in
not
shock.
muted, is he?
Try to smack
Oh
talk
yeah, it looks like
now,
you are.
buddy.
I'm gonna ask you to unmute. I'm gonna ask you to unmute. Okay, now you can click the button. Okay, so which is good. Like this is a feature on Zoom that you can.
I forgot to unmute
There
on the
you
screen.
go.
Okay,
There
now
you
can you
go.
hear me?
There we go.
Yes.
Okay, so this is me because I usually
Okay,
take
I'm
my
gonna give
equipment-
you. I'm gonna give you solo you. But you're vertical, so just want to let people know. And
Yeah, I'm using my phone right now. I'm not using my camera. I took everything down after this morning because I use my desk space for work. But this is the boom arm low profile. And the guy that I was talking to about filming in studio, he's like, make sure that your chair and your mic is at the right height because he's like, you want to be able to film from this point to this point. That's the screen, especially if on mobile view. And he's like, if you're not focusing on that, anything that you try to add on the side or whatever is just going to make you look crowded. So when I'm just using my phone, and people are trying to relate, you've got to be able to, like, I talk with my hands or I give expressions, I nod my head, I'm looking at the screen, so these things, I mean, if I have my camera set up, it'd be a lot different, but this is just me coming on. But the thing is like, I just remember that when you're looking at the screen, it has to be in thirds. There's 1/3 here, one in the middle, and then one on the side. And then also I keep my microphone like hang loose length. That's always a safe bet for me, because I don't want it to look like here, I'm right here. And no, people check out, especially on TikTok. Cause I've had on average lately on Mondays, I get about 800 to 1,000 people. And they ask me, what kind of equipment do I use? They ask me, why does it sound so clear? I love what you're saying. I like your expressions. I like the visual aids. And it took over time. I was just willing to experiment. That's the deal.
Can you tell us what you use? Because I don't think you've been on here before on soundcheck, at least on the video portion. At least
Right now, I'm using my iPhone 14 Pro Max. I mean,
and do you use? But you're using your microphone, right? Right now, you're
Yeah, I'm
using
using- I'm
SM7B?
connecting, yeah.
Connected to
the Rodecaster, the 2.
Rodecaster Pro 2.
Yeah, the other one that helped me tuned it up and get it right.
And then you sound good.
Yeah, the cable you told me for port 2 is the one that made a difference, so that's the thing. It's like really tuning into, like, I really think that are people into filming? Are you into connecting? And remember that every time you're talking to the camera, you're talking to like somebody's small phone. Majority of the time they're looking at you from a 9-inch screen, or 6-inch screen or 5-inch, whatever it is, or an iPad. They're not looking at you most of the time from TV. They're looking at tablets. So that's the other thing that one of the guys who's working with me is like, hey, think about this. You need to have the view that focuses, that brings your personality out. And when you do that, it's a performance. So you got to look at the light. You got to understand what you're saying mentally so that it's encapsulating that, because you're the ultimate storyteller. If you're just telling a self-help or you're reporting the news, you ever notice that how sometimes on the news, they just have the driest looking face, but the way that they position their body may determine the effect and the mood. That's what I'll say. So
I am so tiny in the shot. I kind of like it. This shot.
it's a mini John. Okay.
It's a mini me.
He's so cute.
Wait, I have a sound effect somewhere. don't
Of
we?
course,
Have-
if anybody
You're
would.
John, you're taking this minimalist thing too far.
There. Okay, here it is. It's
I just gotta say,
mini.
I like some of the guys, like the guy in the middle, towards the bottom.
John IT.
John.
Yeah, I like it. Are you using a filter, a camera filter?
Oh, he's using a very
the lighting
expensive
soft?
camera and a good lighting.
Nah, I'm using a webcam.
Okay.
My trusty webcam.
Okay, tell us about your webcam. You can't just lead us with that. What is your webcam that you're using?
The Canon C200 with a Sigma.
How much combine your lens and your camera?
$3,000.
Okay.
Use.
So there.
Yeah.
But I have to say though, sometimes you might go to places where you see the same lens and same camera used, maybe not the right light and the right usage. It may also not look good. You guys still know what you're doing.
I like the tones that he uses from what he's wearing on his head, his shoulders, the lighting. The mood comes and makes him look calm and confident. And I like that, because that will have me tune in visually to listen to what he's saying. So
it's all intentional.
right. But I also like some of the
looks
other
so
guys,
effortless.
the purples and the blues. I think that we have to, when we're streaming or filming the podcast, is you've got to know your colors. You really have to know your colors for the right lighting in that consistent film light, so that the mood, as what you talk about, is going to be it's the hook and the punch.
I want to go back to talking about audio, and I was reading this research. Is it by Google and YouTube about where they research and survey a bunch of viewers on YouTube, and well, the one thing that they found out was, and we probably already know this, is that audio is so crucial that they would tolerate mediocre video for better audio quality, because it's annoying when when they have to tolerate bad audio even though the visual might be gorgeous, and it's so annoying to have to tolerate that for more than a few minutes. So
Yeah, audio is everything.
So that's something to be considered, and this is a place to be.
Kind
Yeah,
of
you
tricks
too.
the brain a little bit as
Jason,
well.
I think that's
Jason, do you do a live podcast or a recorded podcast?
I do live. I've put my projects right now for myself and my brand. I've been spending a year on a brand with a designer to work on the branding. So the podcast I'm not really worried about, but I go live every Monday at 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on TikTok, and I also stream on YouTube, and it's called Sound Off Tune In. And I talk about politics. I involve stoicism into things. So I just take everyday issues that we relate to, and I'm getting a strong following. I mean, I'm getting 20 followers every single Monday. I started out with I think 1,000 when I started the program, so I'm up to 1,600 in just a few weeks. So, and that's just organic, and people's watch time is about 25, 30 minutes. So that's pretty amazing for, and they love.
How long do you go?
I don't go anything more than 45 minutes. It's, you got to get in and get out, because you got to figure people on TikTok and YouTube, they're just swiping until they find something that they relate to emotionally, and I just deliver it in and out. I engage with the public. Sometimes I let them up, but it's like, that's how you just got to do it, because people like the live engagement. If you're getting comments and they're saying, hey, I like this and I want that, and you're telling something so impactful, I mean, you got to encourage the crowd, and it actually makes you a better recorder, I think. So when you go on and you have your script and you have your program, it gives you the theory of, I've got to hook them, or no, I've got to pitch them, I got to hook them, and then just keep them on the line like fishing. It's like, give them a little tug, let it run a little bit, give them a little tug again, and then reel them in for the finish. And you've got to keep that in sequences of every 5 minutes. Your mood and your cadence has to move with them, or they're moving with you. And so by the time it's over with, they're like, oh, that's so quick, why are you going off? Hey, tune in next week, guys. So, and that's where the sound comes in, when the replays come in, and then like, oh, I missed that part, I want to hear that part. I think that's the thing. But just real quickly, I don't want to take too much time because I feel like I am taking too much time. But have you guys used or looked at using the DJI Osmo Pocket 3? Because I just got this yesterday.
That's what I'm using right now for this stream right here, connecting it to using it as a webcam.
That looks phenomenal.
I
Yeah,
think
I'm
I got
shocked.
the combo. I got the combo, but the only thing I don't like about the webcam is you don't get it in 4K. My instant
If that's
4K.
1080p right now that I'm seeing you
Yeah,
on,
yeah, that's
that's
10.
perfect. Don't
But
move from that.
I'll show you something.
It's not 1080p. Let me just tell you, because I
The
don't think I got
720 or
it's 720 because on the Zoom call
Yeah.
it's only 720.
Oh,
My
What I
account.
did. So what I did is, like I said, I have two.
But
sets of
here, like
light.
this size, doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah. Like
This size you
playing-
can come in at 360.
No,
You'll be
no,
fine.
it's Jason, it's really good. Like I have it mounted outside my truck. I have a suction cup from Small Rig. I mount it on my truck, outside the truck, and then the microphone that comes with it whilst I'm driving and just recording, and you still get like really really good footage out of it. Depending on how you dial it in, well,
that's
it
I'm
comes out.
spending hours. I
It's
just
gonna
got this
pretty
from
cool.
Costco, $4.99. You can't beat it.
Oh yeah, I went with a combo. So the combo was
The
like
creator
600.
combo kit.
Yeah, the creator combo kit was like 600, which is
I
worth
said
it.
no to that. I said no
It's-
to that because I have the DJI Mic Mini 2, and I already I don't need that mic 2 that they provide. I didn't
You would
need
need you would need the extra battery. Like the extra battery on it really really helps a lot. But then if you do have one thing I realize is if you have so Walmart has this 20-watt charger, which is like the Walmart brand one, which I used it for this.
It's like a
it went
power
from
bank?
zero. No. Just
Just a
a charging
charger,
brick.
just like a wall
Yeah, just a
USB wall
charging.
charger.
Yeah, the USB-C wall charging, and it surprised me a lot for the Walmart brand. Is it the brand? And it charged it from 0 to 100 less than 15 minutes because it was a 20. I think it was a 20 watts fast charger. So I mean, it's okay, but I like using it with the extended grip also because then you could hook it up to a tripod and do like right now I have it on a mini Ulanzi tripod.
See, I like the way it looks for you because it I mean, if it could be spaced back just a little bit, but I mean, overall, it picks up the colors well. It looks clearer than clearer than 1080, even though it's 720. And that to me is like you don't want to be too picky, but it's your sound hooked up to your equipment. It's flowing well. Your background's working for you. And, you know,
There.
you go, right there. That's
I
a big
zoom
difference.
it in
That's
because
crazy.
I'm still working on my space. I'm still working on my space.
Zoom it
back
a
there.
little bit more, a tiny bit
Was it?
more. Like give it split the difference. That's
Right
a
there.
out,
Good.
out a
That's
hair.
perfect.
Out a hair.
Yeah.
Out a hair. Just a hair. Yeah.
No,
Oh,
so
John just
I'm,
being picky.
I'm working on my space back over there.
You
I
know,
got some stuff.
sometimes you know it
looks fine.
It's also, yeah, and it's also on Ecamm when I do the multiple configuration. I think the only thing that's a bit challenging is Jason's when it's a phone and it's vertical, you don't flip it to horizontal. It gives it does this, so you see the background, but mind you, it's also soundcheck background texture. When I do. So go ahead and say something, Jason. When I do active speaker, when it's
Yeah.
inactive speaker, it automatically fills the frame. This
Right,
is
I see
This
it.
is the functionality. That's why I when want to see you full, I have to switch over to this layout a little bit. But this is just an Ecamm. Well, it's mostly a Zoom integration into Ecamm type of thing. But in this configuration where we see everybody together with the tiny like a mini me, that's fine. There's also this where I can combine everybody in here. That's why, when your camera is not super high resolution, when you have a group call like that, it really doesn't matter because, you're splitting I only broadcast in 1080. So you're looking at 1920 divided by 4. So it's not that necessary. Plus, again, audio is more crucial.
And before you end, I got one last thing. This is what I use in like the corporate shoes.
About your mic. Yeah. Okay, so yes, you're going there.
Boom microphone.
Yeah.
So, come on, Canon, focus.
Oh, come on,
there
that
you go.
3000.
You're
There
making
you
us
go.
Canon fanboys look bad here, man.
Yeah. So this is one of the boom microphones that I use. It's a supercardioid condenser microphone. So what we usually do is boom it right out of frame, and it's angled this way towards the talent, like right by the nose, and it picks up everything. You would think that they have like a lavalier or have like a dynamic microphone that's really close to them. So those are really good for if you need a microphone out the shot.
What is it? What brand is it?
I don't think you want to know.
Well, I think I asked for a reason.
Is it no, man?
Is it a Sennheiser? What is it? What is it?
No, it's
No,
a
it's a Sheps.
Oh,
How do you spell it? I don't even know.
SCHOEPS, and the model of this version is the Sheps CMC 641.
that's like
I do have set
That's like a 1500, right?
CMC
16.
16. Yeah.
CMC 41.
CMC 41. Yeah.
Okay. This
So it's
this one.
I have that exact one. Great microphone for dialogue and etc. I also have the Sennheiser. Are you gonna add it to cart?
No. Nope.
Not on stream.
Nope.
The other microphone that's really good is the Sennheiser 8050. That's another. So these are indoor boom microphones. So indoor and outdoor boom microphones are two separate things.
Yeah, they're shorter usually, right? The
Yes.
indoor one.
Yes.
Where
So the
is it?
reason
Is it this one? The MKH 50?
that's one, but it should be the 8050. If you go to B&H, you should be able to see it.
8050. Oh, I had an extra 0.
Yeah. 8050.
Eight-
You still got.
Oh.
You still have 850.
80 Sennheiser 850.
880. 8050.
God. 0. Can I type? Maybe they don't carry it. Let me go to B&H. BH. What's it? BH. There you go.
Yeah.
Would I
B&H.
also consider like as a pencil mic also?
I think they refer to boom microphones as pencil microphones.
As pencil, yeah, because I know the pencil mics are pretty shorter. Because I got a couple that I use on acoustic drums and everything, and
Oh, that's
those-
different. There might be a different polar pattern.
yeah.
Yeah, there might be a different polar because with this one, the 8050. So this is good, but these are really good indoor microphones. For outdoor boom, you can't go wrong with the MKH 816. So the difference between these two microphones, and I learned this firsthand. 416, I'm sorry, right there. The first suggestion. This is a really good microphone for outdoors. So if you click on that microphone and you see those side notches, that cancels out all of the noise coming in at the side. So that's not what you really want in an indoor scene, because if the person goes forward and back and off axis, their voice will be cutting off. So that's why the indoor microphone is much better for that. That's good for outside and canceling wind and etc. And you can point it to the talent's mouth and etc. So
Most people that I've seen use that Sennheiser using it indoors, also
for voiceover.
For voiceovers and stuff. And just like how you have yours, they have the pop filter in front of it and using it for
Yeah.
voiceovers because they say it sounds pretty good for voiceovers.
Yeah, so that's kind of a freakish type of microphone because it's really good for voiceovers. But one thing they will tell you is that they don't go off axis. So people who use that for
Yes.
voiceover are trained and they know to
use
stay
it
one
correctly.
location. Correct. Because I guarantee if you go off axis, your voice will cut out.
I see.
Now people like us that gotta take medication to stay stable. You know, we gotta be.
So John IT, if there is such a thing, oh my gosh, I go dark. If there is such a thing, is there an indoor boom mic that is not over $1,000? Is there good ones out there, or at least ones that is passably good for somebody who want to use it on maybe on their YouTube channel that is not this good, or just save up until you're ready for it?
I see Chris. I see Charles. I'm laughing. I would say save up because microphones are not like cameras. They don't go out of date anytime soon. When you buy one good microphone, it can last you a lifetime. So I would say save up for the microphone, for the right microphone. Cameras are different. You can start with your iPhone and etc. until you get enough or until your gig or job pays off for the bigger camera. But microphones don't cut angles really, because as a lot of us said, when you're listening to something, you can forgive bad video, but you can't forgive bad audio.
Yeah. And I also don't make the mistake of a lot of people hearing the people talking about using the MKH 416 for voiceover, and therefore that's what they get so that they can do voiceover and they can do video. And it is should they be, if they want to do talking head video like on YouTube, they should be considering an indoor boom mic rather than the MKH 416?
Correct. So a good indoor boom mic that you see a lot of YouTubers are using right now is the MKH 50.
Mm-hmm. Sennheiser
So
also.
that's
It's a little bit more
that's
affordable.
No, it's more expensive than the 416 actually.
It's about $1,400, I think, all of them. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually went up because of COVID. COVID shot all these prices up.
There you go.
So they
This
weren't
is the
as
one.
expensive. Yeah.
Ew, I'm touching it.
John's getting he's getting
Nope.
a tech
Nope.
excited.
It's
No,
that
I'm
time
not
of the
buying
night,
that.
guys.
I'm not buying that.
So these are good
that's
microphones. Yeah.
great. Thank you, John, for sharing that. I think that's a really good call out discussion that we have tonight to talk about different type of microphones, considering your space that you're using, and also it all started with the position of your microphone. And of course, when your microphone is attached to an arm, then it's important to kind of figure out how to utilize your arm so that your microphone can be in it's the right position so that you can sound your very best. Before we wrap up, I see Ernesto chiming in. Never gonna get it.
Can
Yeah.
I?
Yeah, what if you
Hang
what
on
if
just a
you
second,
get
Ray
the
Ray.
mic and then you don't like your I'm
Hang
so
on just a
sorry.
sec.
What if you
Hang on
get
just a second.
mic and then you don't like your voice on it?
Hang on just a second, Ray Ray. Arthur, go ahead.
Yeah, just a quick question while we have John IT there. So we were talking earlier about the positioning of my boom and getting it right. I've got a PR. I got a
Heil
Heil
PR40.
PR40,
Yeah.
and I'll play around with the adjustment so that it's starting lower and coming up to me. But I'm going to be doing basically kind of explanatory videos on teaching people English. Basically, you've got folks all over the world who want to pick up the language and understand it and look at the nuances of the language. I want to be able to explain things. And sometimes I do talk with my hands, but also I want to make sure I'm presenting it in a way which is suitable for that audience. What any suggestions as far as how I should be positioning it, and also what kind of mic I should have? I have a fairly untreated small room here. What do you suggest?
Okay, so if you're using your hands a lot and you don't really want the mic in a shot, a boom microphone will do you justice, as well as a lavalier. So a lavalier can be pinned on, or it can be hidden underneath the clothes. But that can get really technical because I'm still not perfect at doing lavaliers.
It
Because
will.
the
Okay,
biggest
so
thing,
yes, it. I just want to make sure that you know that you will never sound like you using your Heil PR40 right now in the way the mic is designed to do compared to when you use a lavalier. It will not be the same. You can be
yeah.
make it. You can because the application is different. I
Oh
don't.
no, it depends. It depends because if you go to Broadway, those guys are using lavaliers, and it sounds like they have a microphone right by their mouth. So it depends on the
But
lavalier, and it depends on the system that you're using it on.
so we're talking about so in general, like what he's gonna use, like what currently he's gonna be able to use. What would you recommend, and what would be the steps to? What I'm trying to say is I don't know if we need to get to the ultimate setup before we even start doing it. Is what I'm trying to
Right,
get
right.
at.
So that's what I'm saying. If you don't want anything in the shot, you can start with a lavalier, or you can use a boom microphone. So you don't have to go crazy, spend $10,000 on the system. That's not what I'm suggesting at all. It just depends on what you want your shot to be. Because if you're teaching with your hands, it might be an issue if you have the microphone in the shot, because you might hit it a lot and get a whole lot of banging on the microphone.
John, speaking of maybe a less expensive boom, I saw on YouTube one or two folks trying out this new boom put out by Comica. It's like $250, $300 maybe a little bit more. Are you familiar with that at all?
I am not.
Okay.
I am
But
not.
apparently, it's one of the deals where everything comes in the box. It has everything you need, and it's a very small mic, but it is a boom mic.
I think I know what you're talking about, but for status, right? I think Samsung has this pencil mics also that you could sit in front of you. Also, that they work pretty good, and I think they're like $90 or so for two pairs, and just kind of like try it. I mean, if it's just you're not going for like the ultimate penny dropper kind of voice, those sound pretty. Those sound pretty good. Also, like I said, I use those on a drum set, and I mean, it comes out pretty good, and it's not a bank breaker. Or even Boya has one that they compared to the Sennheiser ones. I have all those microphones. If you wait for my household goods to like come in here, I'll send you a couple of microphones to try and see which one you like before you commit to all those ones. But those like the Rode has the wireless go. I say wireless go. The shotgun ones that they have, the little ones that they have, that also sounds pretty good. That I use for overhead also, and it sounds pretty good. But if you're going for a penny dropper, go with what John and IT is recommending for you.
There's
So
one other shotgun mic that I just have to drop the name just because I've had some experience with it, and it's impressive for what it is. It's the Audio Technica AT875R. There is a version of it that is battery powered, but this one's like a little short, stubby shotgun mic that goes by XLR. I don't know how much in the States, but in Europe, I probably could find it for like 160 euros. And that one actually can be pretty impressive and be used in a similar sort of way.
Was it 88? What is it? 80 what?
AT8,
88.
the number
Okay.
75R.
Okay, I see it now. Shotgun mic.
But
This,
John, I think he should rent.
this
I
one.
think he should rent a mic until you figure it out.
That's an option. But I want to again bring it back to Arthur that we, practical. Something a lot more practical is to figure out what you currently have and how you can maximize your current usage first. I would think English language class clarity of your speech is probably more important, unless you keep doing this.
Yeah,
If you keep swinging your
yeah.
hands, yeah.
that, but I do care about the clarity of my pronunciation, and I do talk about that a lot.
Yeah. So I think maximize what you have now, and
And-
doesn't mean
and-
that you wouldn't move
And I
toward
want them to be able to see me,
your yes.
see my lips, see
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
I'm moving my mouth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that like I have no problem at all looking at you with your microphone in this position, speaking clearly. Because as opposed to when it was way up high outside of the shot, you sound so much clearer. And it's typically actually it sounds sometimes when it switched to your computer, like before it goes to your DLZ, that is distracting, right? When it picks up the whole room. But I think this is good, and you can just start there and at least know what John IT introduced you to the indoor boom mics.
I'm going to start saving up.
Yeah, 1600.
Out there, what kind of sound effects do you have in that room?
What do you mean sound effects?
Sound effects.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you
The acoustics
do you have
of the room?
is there a lot of noise, or is
Oh.
it pretty much soundproof, or what?
It's not treated soundproofed at all. it's a closed room. I could probably, put some blankets or something on the side to hang
It
them up.
doesn't sound. I do hear a little noise, and I think it could. It
Just a
could
little
be
room noise.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's actually his. I'm not sure if it's his.
Yeah.
Plus, also Zoom is also doing a lot of audio processing. So thank you, Zoom. It's cutting out a lot of that noise as well.
Also, what's your audio interface? Do you have an audio interface, or is it USB?
Yeah, it's a
plug?
DLZ
Yeah,
creator.
it's a DLZ creator.
Mackie DLZ creator.
Wow. Okay.
The giant iPad one.
Oh, that's really good because you can EQ. You can do a lot of things with it. So you don't have to go
Yes, I
too
can.
crazy on the microphone as yet. I mean, yeah, I would say save up, use what you have. Do you speak with your hands a lot?
My wife tells me yes.
But so far you haven't in your meetings.
You
have
haven't, yeah.
not hit your
Yeah, you haven't
microphone
moved much,
constantly,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Well, if I'm explaining something, that depends. Like
Okay.
if I start to explain and really I'm talking and I'm talking about visuals and graphics and what an idiom means, I might be, using my hands a bit.
I'm
What-
trying
what
to
do you
detect whose
explain?
room
Yeah, I
tone is
think
it?
it's a part
Whose
of your
room tone is it?
personality.
Glenn? Is it Glenn? The room tone? Can you? I'm not pointing this out just to be a
No,
pain in the butt.
go for it, John.
Is
I'm a
it
big
you?
boy.
Can
I
you
can
mute?
take it.
Can you mute your mic?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that room tone is that. Next week on Roadcaster, let's get your noise gate set up. How about that?
It's
Let's get your
okay
noise
by
gate
me.
set. Okay. All right. Sorry. Let's at least get moment for Ray Ray. She's been waiting for a long time now. Ray Ray, hello from Clubhouse.
Hello. I think that your hand movement on your mic is your personality. And I absolutely think you should leave it because that's what's going to make you more authentic. People like real people online. If you fake it until you make it, it'll never be you. You'll be copying someone else.
That's true. Look at Johnson said better than my server
But then my
noise.
server noise.
Yes. You know what? His
And I'm
server
always
rack.
jumping in.
His
And I
server
always
rack.
feel awkward because I jump in sometime, but I know it's a part of my personality. So it's nothing.
It's okay. It's
I
okay.
can explain is women's power, women's energy is different from men, and I don't try to fake it.
So
it's been 4
Johnson's-
years dealing
I
with
just
Ray
flow
Ray.
with it.
Johnson's
Isn't-
server rack is behind. I don't know if it's still true or not. He's right behind him. So his microphone, like it's picking up. I don't know if that's still the case or not for you, Johnson. Do you still have the the server right behind you. But anyway, Ray, you be you. Sometimes I have to manage the flow of things when we're in a discussion, but it's you be you. Like we should all be us. Okay, Matt
Well,
says what?
thank you so much. But women energy is different. That's why Barack Obama spoke to Trump and Michelle Obama did not come to sit by him. That's the difference.
All right, that's the way to shut the show down. Anyway, no, thanks for all your discussions. Thank you, John IT, for hopping on to show us and share with us some of the microphones and the correct application of a certain microphone usage. And then I see the gears turning in
John
Andre's
IT.
head.
Thanks to John IT, we are.
Now we all want to buy new mics now.
For out there, I vote for a boom mic. I know it might take saving, but I think from what you described,
you should be able to get it. You should be able to get it. Why don't you? Do you want to get it's after tax season, you make all your money, and then you get whichever one that John suggested. Which one?
No, Ray said rent one. And I'm sure.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You could go rent one and just try it and see. And
yeah, I would
like
just rent it and just keep testing yourself and just
that's a good idea,
yourself. Yeah. Just practice.
So
practice makes
I
you
would
perfect.
say,
You're never going to sound as nobody knows. Some mics make you sound smooth. I love this guy Chris Voss. He always says, sometime when you're speaking to people, you have to talk like your DJ voice.
Okay,
like that.
John IT.
Yeah. I would say do not go into that because I do this for a living. So a lot of clients help pay off for a lot of this stuff. Mm-hmm. When you're dealing with certain clients, you need some high level microphones because that's just what they want.
They expect
I also would
when
say
they pay money.
They expect it. Yeah. Correct. The other thing is if you want to test out a microphone, you can get it from like B&H or Adorama because they have 30-day return policies. So you can get it, you can test it for up to 30
and they
days.
Expect
and
you to
if
do
you don't
that,
like it, you
especially
can return it.
online
Correct.
stores. Yeah, they expect you to do that.
Correct.
Yeah, I can see because I have been seeing Glenn using his microphone as a boom mic for a while now. And maybe you should get a boom mic. And that might be more like because you've always like I use my microphone. I can only afford this, and to me this is an expensive microphone when I bought it 4 years ago, and so I'm gonna continue using this for a while. I don't think I'm gonna get any upgrade for a while until I retire. No, it's like 200. What is it? $300? I can't remember how much is the SM7B.
The Shure SM7B is like $399.
$399.
400.
So for about $400.
I got mine new used. I bought.
You got a good deal, Jason. I remember.
Yeah,
right?
I spent $150 on Facebook Marketplace,
and he checked and making sure that it's legit.
Oh, I made sure because I remember it being like $499. I remember I was like, if this is the mic that I'm just gonna go with and not have to go anywhere else, then it's gonna be the best amount of money I can spend. So. To me, build up your equipment, whether filming or audio or video over time.
Oh, it is 400.
You just look and look at the reviews and why people. And I can't remember your name. Is it Nia?
Nee.
Yeah.
In blue.
Just
right?
by you showing me what I'm seeing now, gave me great insight because there's a creator on YouTube. Her name's Jen Navarro, and she films all her YouTubes on the Osmo Pocket 3. All of them. Her studio is so small, and just by me seeing this now, it encourages me because I have a Sony ZV-E10, and I'm not going to go and spend another $700 just yet. I'm waiting for a good deal on great lenses, but that's just time putting the studio together. So, thank you for sharing. That's
guess.
One thing, though,
and I'm also putting. I didn't know
you
you can put this thing with your iPhone and make a cage. And make it in unison with all of that. I mean, it's got a lot of potential. But I do, John. Do you use the DJ Mini Mic 2? Have you used that yet?
Yes, I usually use it when I'm live streaming.
Oh, when you're by yourself or?
Oh, John loves
myself,
that mic. He loves that mic.
I do love it. Yes, I do love my mics. Yes.
I love it, but I'm almost curious about the mic too. I mean, I have the mic mini, but
Oh.
I love how small this is.
Yeah, and that's the whole reason why I got that. It's the smallness, because the wireless mic 2 came out before this, and I use it at work. But so I like it. I just want my application when personal usage is I use it to go live stream. Occasionally, when I do my my unboxing on here, because my head would be turning away, I would wear that so that you can hear me without going in and out. But typically, I use it only when I'm live streaming, and especially if I need to walk away. Like if I'm away from the shot and you can still hear me kind of close because of the microphone. So I love mic.
Which mic
how
is
is
that
it-
again?
too.
Oh, sorry, it's the
Get a
DJI mic mini. Is that what it's called? DJI mic.
Yeah.
Mini?
Yeah, that's what it's
Yeah,
called.
mic-
I
yeah, the
I
mic
love
mini.
it. I've used it several times on YouTube. It picks up everything, especially if I'm outside. I mean, the sound. I like the adjustable gain on it. I mean, you see it right there.
Let me tell you the thing that I started doing. Maybe you can try it. When I use it indoor in the studio, I don't want to do it right now because I want to save content for next week. Next week we can talk about it. Because I started doing. Maybe I will leave it at that cliffhanger. Next week, come back. I'll tell you what.
There you go. Something to
like-
talk about next week. There you go, John.
Let's talk about a DJI
for
mic.
another episode.
We'll hear John say.
Is that, and this is not just because it's getting late. So let's do that next week. Let's talk about DJI microphones. And I started to do this thing on there with the specific settings for my in-studio usage, and maybe you can try it out too. How about that?
Yeah.
I'll tune in.
'Kay.
I'll tune in because I don't have a DJI microphone. I have the Rode
And
Wireless Pro.
I can wear those for this as well because I connected to my Rodecaster Pro using the camera receiver and then plug that into the receiver. So, but that's a good topic. Let me write it down. What if I forget? But it's okay. I'll look back.
Yeah. and don't forget about the mic 2 too.
Yeah. DJI
You know,
mic 2.
Those are
Yeah.
great because they also have the
Yeah,
internal
but John,
recording.
Yes,
That's
yes.
internal
huge.
Yeah, I
recording.
saw that. I did. I was like 350 versus 150. I went
Plus-
for the mic mini.
Depends on what kind of stuff you're doing. Like if you're just doing live streaming, it doesn't matter if you have that
Correct.
recording there. But if you're actually like, you have to spend money to get to where you're going. I mean, like for some of the stuff that I do, I've got those Rode Wireless Pros, and that has literally made the difference between wasting like maybe €1,000 and having something to be able to actually post.
Also,
So, like,
32-bit float. That's very crucial. At work, I use a lot. We have a lot of live event coverage where people go up and talk to people, and usually like at like really loud events, so people would yell. So that would be really good. Anyway, let's wrap this up.
Okay, John, I had one question.
Okay, so ask the question. We'll answer it next week.
Okay, so what's the difference between the mini mic and Movo?
The Mic Mini and Movo, two different companies.
2 different companies, 2 different brands.
We can talk about that though. We can talk about that when we talk about the DJI microphones or any sort of like wireless microphone. We can talk about next week on Soundcheck. Okay, thank you all so much.
Okay.
Appreciate you all. Thank you for the discussion. Thank you for embracing this. Really judgment-free learning with people with experience, and I encourage people who do not have a lot of experience to actually come join the conversation too. I will be your friend. I'll hold your hands because most of the time I don't know what I'm talking about, but I want to learn. And so please come join me next week. If you want to join us, you can pre-register if you want to. Go to the website and you go to the website and clicking on this button here, call in with Zoom call. It will give you this registration. Once you're approved, you can use that same link. It will be sent to your email, and then you will be able to join the next time we go live. Thank you all so much. We will see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
John.